Is that UFO? I don't know what it could be. Anyway, welcome back. We are the 7th of July 2025. And so far it's been like this. Pretty much. Overcast, bit of rain, mostly cloudy, with a bit of cirrus. So this is why I haven't done any updates, but today, and this week specifically, is supposed to be quite good with the weather. 26, well this is what it says at the moment, 26, but it's got to like 30 degrees once again. Perfect conditions to do the signposts in the sky. So far, the Trails hasn't done anything in terms of blocking out the sun, or even dimming the sun. And if you're new to my videos, I encourage you to go back to my 18 parts that I've done to really prove my point. Now, I may become across a bit of a skeptic, which I'm not. And there's one thing I need to talk about, and I have brought this up in my previous videos, is something called CCT, cirrus cloud thinning, which is essentially we're enhancing cirrus cloud. Now, cirrus cloud is this big blanket of white cloud you can see here. I've got plenty of videos on it. It's a natural cloud that can form naturally. And one way of what CCT is actually obviously spraying aerosols in the mix of the cirrus cloud. And consider that as pretty much as cloud seeding. You're obviously seeding cumulus clouds. Now, you're doing the same thing with cirrus clouds, which are a lot more higher. So cumulus around about 5,000 to 10,000 feet, and cirrus clouds around about 20,000 to 25,000 feet, or thereof. Is where you get these cirrus clouds, especially this white blanket, and that is where the stratosphere is. Base level of the troposphere, stratosphere, and that is where the so-called spraying has been taking place, around about that altitude. So I got to bear that in mind when I see this massive blanket, and you do have the trails in the mix of it. Now, I caught one really good trails in the mix of this white haze. I'm going to put it around about here. You can see it's in my last upload I put. I can't remember what part it was. So you can see here you got a massive amount of white haze that blanketing the whole sky, and in the mix of it you've got these trails. Now have a look at the trails. They actually get a lot thicker in the mix of that. Now there's two ways you can look at this. One, there's moisture in the atmosphere that's increasing, that's why the cirrus cloud is getting a lot thicker, or that has been sprayed to actually make it get thicker. You know, again, you're sort of you're battling between two scenarios here. I can't say this has been done on purpose because I've got nothing to back it up from. You have to go 50-50 with this one, unfortunately. Not fortunately, I think as a realistic researcher, you have to look at both perspectives, like I keep on saying. So time will tell. We'll keep doing this analysis, tracking the skies, tracking the trails, and see what they actually do. So this week specifically, it should be a good time for the powers that be, whoever they may be, to do their dirty deed and spray in the skies. Yeah, check this out. Look at that circle cut out of that cloud. I don't know what that is. I think they call it like a stake hole, a full streak or something like that. Not too sure, but if you have a look, it's almost like it looked like a heart shape a minute ago. I have no idea. Yeah, strange clouds today. Look at that. Right, I am back. I'm currently shirtless, so I'm going to put the camera up into the sky. I've had a bloody dreadful flipping evening. I caught, and hopefully the time-lapse camera will caught this incredible cloud that I saw when I came back from boot camp. But look, I got a very faint trail. Look at that. Very faint trail. Was really striking, and then suddenly my phone went kaboot. My phone is no longer working, so I have to go get a new one, which is pretty good because I want to get a new one anyway, so I can update the quality of the footage I'm filming at the moment because I'm using a crappy camcorder. So, but yeah, it fucking sucked, but never mind. It's okay. Life goes on. Don't be a little bitch about it. I was a bit of a bitch about it. It's like, for fuck's sake, need a new phone now. Anyway, nevertheless, look, trail, and I'm hopefully it'll capture this incredible cloud it almost made like a huge circle out of it. It's a shame I don't have a photograph of it because my phone's fucked. Let it go, Nick, let it go. But all in all, it is a clear night. Look at it. Except for that really faint trail, which most probably dissipate within time. Bastard phone. Panic over. My phone is finally working. Nevertheless, I'm going to get a new one anyway. So yeah, that cloud was really interesting. We'll analyse that a little bit later on the video. But all in all, so far we have one. I'm putting the middle finger up to you, sorry. We have one trail in the background there. But nevertheless, today has been pretty good, and this week is going to be fantastic as well. It's supposed to hit 30 again. Not a lot of trails today, but we should keep an eye on that cirrus. So obviously we're talking about CCT, cirrus cloud thinning, solar radiation management, all on the cards. I shall wish you good night, and we'll look at the time lapse. Once again, let's go through the time lapse. This week it looks really, really good. It's so hot at the moment, as we are the day after the 9th. So this is the 8th of July 2025. Let's put this a bit bigger so we can see from yesterday. So if I remember rightly, a lot of cumulus. Obviously, a lot of cumulus coming in. What I'll be interested to find is the cloud that came in at the end of the video that you just saw. And it was this sort of hole shaped effect in the cloud. This is quite interesting. This is what we're basically seeing through the duration of the day. There's cumulus cloud here, but you had some sort of high altitude cloud as well. Like I told myself, I could just about see my sunflower on the corner there. Look at that. This is pretty good. Look at that. That cloud just sits there and it just forms in one area. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? So I'm just looking for trails at the moment. But look at that bloody fly there. Look at that. Go on, get out of here. Oh, here are some trails. Look. Very small trails, not really doing anything. Obviously, we have the typical cirrus with the trails as well. There we go, the cirrus. So this is coming into the evening now, I can tell by the position of the sun. Here it is, look. I think it's out of shot. Oh, it's out of shot. This is the cloud I was talking about. Yeah, you can just about... Yeah, it's a tricky one. Oh, actually, look. At least I caught some of it. I think this is called a linear cloud. Let's just go back. And you can see where it's coming to fruition right there. This type of cloud just tends to build up in one certain area. And I have seen that in the past, and I do have other records of that. But look, it's made like a circle around just like one area, and the clouds are not really going through that. And the same again here, look. There we go. That is that cloud. And I think I had some trolls coming in the evening as well. Yeah, see, they all dissipate to a certain degree. Look, it went from dense. There we go. Went dense, and then eventually went quite thin, and eventually just disappeared within an hour or so. Okay. So we're coming into night time now. Let's have a look, see if anything at night. And up until morning. On this day of the 8th of July 2025, did the trails block out the sun? No, we barely even see any trails, just very, very small ones, very faint. But it was mostly that cloud that we saw. I was talking about this one here. It seems to be really striking. It's a shame I was in boot camp at the time when it actually happened, because I would have definitely kept my eye on it. But nevertheless, I managed to capture at least something of it and managed to see in its full velocity like this. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? But again, I'm not saying that this is nefarious harbinger of doom or unnatural. It's a cloud that has most likely happened before. And I'm pretty sure it's called a linear cloud. Still impressive. Nevertheless, I shall see you next time on Cosmic Twilight and Investigate with Nick. I'll see you very soon.